Hey guys. Just getting set up here. I thought that game would last just a bit longer. I didn't know that they were going to piss themselves on the last drive. Let me know if the volume is good. Not too loud, not too quiet, just perfect. Okay. Let me see who's here. Let's just give it just a minute just for it to circulate, you guys. Oh my God. Okay. Pickle Dick's here. Satire Junk, welcome. Tiffany, Salami Pizza, Chad Johnson, resident Saints fan. You should feel very good about that tonight. See It Twice says, my razor thin feelings are ready. Hurt me, VAS, and put some torque on it. I have a bad feeling I'm going to hurt you guys tonight because you might not like what I have to say. But you know if I'm saying it, there's a reason. So just get ready. It's something that I've been worried about for a while now, and I didn't really want to bring it up until it kind of became a problem. Bayak Ops, Bosha B. I can't really understand what that is. Okay, but welcome. Thank you for being here. Israel, what's up, man? Congrats on your Dallas Cowboys today. Julius Byers, shout out to you, man. It's 5:30 a.m. and I watched this shit. Hell yeah. Julius, props to you because I said the Colts. I didn't see them. They hadn't impressed me yet. They hadn't done anything that made me really like look at them. And you said otherwise. You said that you think they're better than I'm giving them credit for, and you are absolutely right. So, and I was wrong. So, props to you, dude. Nice job on that. See It Twice. The Minuteman, what's up, man? Pedro's here. Let's see. John Thomas Chavez, of course. Rice Cream Man. All right, we got the gang here. Okay, guys. I'm going to give you a heads up right now. I might say some profanity tonight. So if that bothers you, or you're watching it with kids, or if you're in another country or something, you don't want to listen to that. I'm just warning you now. All right. With all due respect, Chad, and I seriously mean it this way, it's not meant to come across as being a dick, all right? But guys, that was not a good Saints team, okay? That what you just saw was not a good Saints team. That wasn't. Don't be fooled. Don't be thinking, oh, the Saints they're pretty good, aren't they? No. All right? No. The Buccaneers just lost to a team with no quarterback. No quarterback, okay? They don't have a quarterback. They don't have a coach. Their head coach is gone. Their head coach isn't even in the building. You've got the division on the line. You're trying to keep up with the Packers for the number 1 seed. The Cardinals shit the bed like I said they would. I don't know if you guys read my review or my power rankings. It's just a stupid thing, but if everybody's doing it, why can't we? But I said the Cardinals were pretenders. You saw that today. You saw they are who we thought they were. They are who I thought they were. And that was the opening. That was the opening for this. Okay? That was the opening for this. And you couldn't beat a losing team with no quarterback and no head coach. I want Bruce Arians fucking fired. I want him fired right now, okay? Go on Twitter. If you don't have a Twitter account, open a motherfucking account, okay? Open it. I don't give a shit. Open 10 of them. And I want you to write the hashtag fire Bruce Arians. And I want that shit trending. If it is not trending by the time I get off the air, people are going to pay, okay? I can't exactly tell you what's going to happen, but it's not going to be good. And it will be all over the news. I promise you, okay? So please get that shit trending, all right? Please get it trending. Fire this fat, stupid fuck. Fire him before something bad happens. Fire him now. Okay. I told you I'm going to say some things you're not going to like. Maybe you might agree with me, actually, but nobody wants to say it, all right? And I've maintained for the longest time that just as much as I can praise someone, I can critique them. I have noticed, I noticed it a little bit last year, okay? But it didn't seem to be too bad because I kind of ignored it like, it's good that, Tom is kind of coming out of his shell a little bit. He's just, letting off some steam. But this year has been extremely problematic. This whole off season and then this season itself, I have noticed a problem. All right, a big problem. Tom, on a personal level, is he's becoming a celebrity athlete. All right. Now, just to be clear, when I say celebrity athlete, yes, Tom is already a celebrity. Yes, he's already famous. But what I mean by a celebrity athlete is the way, the athlete is so consumed by just being famous as well and doing all these side projects and doing all these things. And that is just as much in his life as the game itself. Okay. And Tom is becoming, this year, he's become or reminded me a little bit too much like he's got this LeBron vibe going on. And I don't mean as a person, okay? Please don't misunderstand me. I'm not saying they're the same person. All I mean in that regard, so just this point, is that Tom has his face on every fucking show. I can't turn on fucking YouTube without seeing him interviewing with somebody. Some fucking fucked up show, some stupid show. He never did this stuff before, and I get it. He's doing a little bit of it. Then he does, and as much as I appreciate it, he does the Man in the Arena, the 10-part documentary. Who the fuck does a 10-part documentary while you're still playing? Does that mean it's the end? Are you not going to add to this thing? I mean, I thought that was a weird idea. And then he lets ESPN do it, of all people, of all channels, of all the people that you could have possibly picked to do your documentary. You pick ESPN. He's been acting weird. He's been strange. Tonight, I think he has been buying in to the social media aspect of things and buying into his own stardom. And that was always for us to do, but Tom never bought into himself like this. Tonight you saw it when he ran with the fucking ball and got stripped, okay? Now, last week, I actually retweeted a joke he made because he was taking a shot back at Peyton and Eli, and he showed a video of him running and added some fun music to it. And I thought, okay, that's pretty funny. He can joke on himself. But no, I think that when he made that run, he actually bought into it because he knows he's running faster and he a little bit faster. And then he goes and he runs unnecessarily tonight and then causes that fumble. I mean, this is something that I've noticed that he's just been pouring on hard. And like I said, this is in season. Throughout the week, he's doing all these interviews, all these fucking podcasts, going all over the place. I mean, his concentration is being split right now. The life in Florida, the life that is in the environment and that team mentality, that stupid, lazy ass team mentality that Bruce Arians buys into, and all their little culture they've got there, and all this just undisciplined shit that they do, is starting to turn Tom. And Tom isn't turning them anymore like it was last year, where Tom was like, okay, at first you could see that they were kind of influencing him, but then he changed that around and he's like, okay, no, this ain't going to happen. We're going to set the record straight here. And he changed them. And he changed them at the right time. I'm seeing too much Bucs influence. I'm seeing too much influence of that whole vibe that they've got. And what Bruce Arians is like and all that. I just see too much of it. And I don't see enough Tom, okay, or what he's been and what he's done to get him to this level. And I don't like it. I don't like it. And not just that, but the offensive players on this Bucs team are soft. They're a bunch of pussies. Yeah, I said it, okay? They're a bunch of pussies, all right? Bunch of twinkle-toed little pansy asses. They have no heart. They have no toughness whatsoever. They don't have physical toughness. They don't have mental toughness. I'm so tired of hearing about, oh, Mike Evans, he's a big body receiver. When does he go up to get the ball? If ever, maybe once every so often. Well, he was useless tonight, you know. He got a boo-boo, apparently. I don't know what's wrong with him. Godwin got his ass kicked. He got his legs taken out. The Saints came to hurt people tonight, okay? They came to make a statement. They don't like the Bucs. All right, that's a division rival. They came to play. They came to play old school football. And Dennis Allen, the defensive coordinator that was filling as head coach, he wasn't having any of it. He wasn't going to let them just come in and walk all over them. I mean, if you get a halfway tough team as what the Saints did tonight, it's over. It's finished. How many times did Tom Brady overthrow people? What was he doing? Why was he launching that ball like he was trying to send a fucking rocket to Mars as if he was Elon Musk? Okay? He's sitting there launching that shit. It's like, dude, just lay it up. You're Tom Brady. That's what you do. What are you doing? I just did not see any resemblance of the Tom Brady that we know. I don't get it. I don't like where this is headed. I don't like the vibe I'm getting. The Saints played old school football tonight. They were serious, all right? They were dead serious. They came in and said, you know what? We might not win this game. Maybe we don't win this game, but they're going to know it. They're going to feel it, and that they're going to come out of this one way or another, you know, knowing that they were in a hardcore football game. And if we win, fine. That's great. All right? So the Buccaneers lost a game just now, 9-0. They couldn't score 9 fucking points. 9. What are they, Patrick Mahomes? Are they the Chiefs? All of a sudden, you can't score 9 points. You can't score 9 points against a team with a losing record, against a team who has no quarterback, against a team who has no head coach. Yeah. Of all the openings, of all the times that you had to maneuver yourself perfectly in the NFC, to tie it up with Green Bay, and now the Cardinals have fallen back a bit. And all you had to do, all you had to do was beat a 5-win team. Right? How many wins did the Saints have before tonight? A few, right? They have a losing record, though. All you had to do was beat them. A team that you're familiar with, a team that you know. All you had to do was beat them. All you had to do was score 10 points. 10 points. 10 points for the highest scoring offense. Well, not anymore. Oh, by the way, Tom, did you want to piss away your MVP? There it goes. It's floating. It's floating away. Yeah, just hand it to Aaron Rodgers, please. Why don't you just give it to him? Why don't you just mail it to him? Just say, hey, here you go, Aaron Rodgers. It's yours. I don't want it. Okay? Because let me tell you something. Aaron Rodgers and the Green Bay Packers played the Baltimore Ravens. In Baltimore. Okay? The Ravens aren't easy to beat. Now, yeah, they got a break a bit because they didn't have to play Lamar Jackson. But Huntley didn't do too bad. He actually was pretty damn good. But you still had to beat them in Baltimore. And if it wasn't for John Harbaugh's dumbass, okay, he's a complete idiot. I mean, I cannot stand these analytical decisions now, these decisions based on analytics. Listen, man, if we're just going to, if coaches are just going to base it off of analytics, what are you for? What does the team need you for? Why don't you just have a nerd on the sidelines? You should go for 2. Why don't you just do that? Because we don't need you. You're not necessary. You're not relevant anymore. You're pointless. What is the point of you? But Rodgers got the win. Doesn't matter how he got it. The point is that he got it. And even with Lamar Jackson being out, it was still a harder task to go into Baltimore and play a much better team than the one that the Bucs had to play at home tonight. Again, I don't mean any disrespect to the Saints, but they are not in a position to threaten anybody, or they shouldn't have been. I mean, their season is a mess. I mean, you're dropping quarterbacks faster than Pfizer is dropping people right now, and nobody even cares. Nobody even notices. And they're going out there acting like Drew Brees is still the quarterback. I'm talking 2011 Drew Brees. It's like no one noticed. No one on the Bucs noticed that they've got Tim fucking Tebow back there taking snaps. All right? This whole week of football has sucked. It has sucked. It started Thursday night. With the Chargers. Listen. I don't know about you guys, but I'm absolutely fed up with all these geeky, dumb shit head coaches that, he just happened to be at one of those weird, creepy parties in LA with Sean McVay, or he pissed in the same urinal as Sean McVay, or he shared a donut with Sean McVay one time. One time he wiped the jelly donut off of his face, and they bonded for a few minutes. Let's hire him as head coach, and let's give him the entire franchise and control over the franchise. And these idiots are going for 2 constantly. How many times do you go for 2 and fuck it up? Or how many times do you go for it on 4th down and screw it up before you realize you're playing the Kansas City Chiefs? Before you realize that if you beat them, you've got a 2-0 record against them for the year. which means if it comes down to a tiebreaker in the division, you're going to win it. And what do? You piss away point after point after point after point. Because you think you're the smartest guy in the room. And you want to live vicariously through the quarterback. You know, that's exactly what Sean McVay did. That's what he did to Jared Goff. Is he wanted to live vicariously through him. What happened to football? What happened to a head coach making a decision that is logical and makes sense? Honestly, it drives me crazy. I know I said this before in the past, but seriously, watching football right now, I feel like I feel like all the teams are controlled by a bunch of ADHD, again, 14-year-old kids playing Madden, going for a fourth down. Oh, it's 4th and 3. Oh shit, 4 verticals. Let's send 4 perimeter wide receivers down the sidelines. Let's do it. Because why not, right? I mean, if that's all it takes to be a head coach in this league, then I think we should all sign up. All right? I'm getting a headache, actually. Elf of Courage sends a $2 super chat and says, "Too much salt is bad for your blood pressure, VA." Yeah, I've heard that, actually. Just a second. Can I have an Advil? All right. Where's the substance? Okay. Listen, I like some ballsy football every once in a while. You know, occasionally you'll see somebody, make a gutsy call, but it's got to make sense. All right. A gutsy call is when Sean Payton did an onside kick after coming out of halftime in the Super Bowl against the Colts. I think it was Super Bowl 44. That's a ballsy decision. But that's a ballsy decision that makes sense. Okay? No one would ever thought. I mean, you're coming out of halftime. No one on the Colts has got that frame of mind going. Nobody's thinking that. But everybody knew that John Harbaugh was going to go for 2. Everyone knew this. They were ready. And not only that, you helped them out. You called a timeout so they could get adjusted. I mean, that was brilliant. Thank you. You guys are mean. You're wanting me to keep drinking more soda. Yeah. Listen. This is just the truth, okay? And you guys have seen my videos. You know that I don't buy into the whole, the Saints were paid to hurt people, anything like that. No, they just came to play hard. They just played hard, old school football. I don't like it. I didn't like that they were going at the knees, but guess what? That shit's legal. All right? But if you take a feather and you tickle the quarterback on his nose, flag. If you accidentally get some sweat on the wide receiver, flag. If you touch his head, even breathe on his head, it's a flag. But it's completely okay to take out a guy's knees. All right? I don't know about y'all, but I'm pretty sure that most of the players would rather take a blow up high than at the knees. You take them out at the knees, they're out for at least a year, guaranteed. Year and a half. Some could be out forever. It could end their career. Taking a blow to the head, well, half these guys probably don't have brains anyway, right? So what are you going to do? Just make them worse? Make them dumber? So I just don't think that they're going to care much. And I've heard them say this stuff. It's not like it's a secret. But it's perfectly legal, though. All right? Remember, the only reason they're protecting the head, the only reason, is because they got sued for covering up CTE. Has nothing to do with player safety. They don't give a shit about player safety. It's not, nothing about this is about player safety. If they cared about player safety, they wouldn't have added week 18, a 17th game. They wouldn't have added an extra seed in the playoffs. Why would you do that? It makes no sense. Nothing about player safety. Player safety, my ass. Nefertiti sends a $5 super chat. It says, tickle equals the new tackle. Absolutely correct. Absolutely correct. Jesus Catala says, game rig decisions already made in secrecy. Did they use Dominion machines? It probably would have worked, right? So tickle equals the new tackle. I like that. It's basically true though. What's up, Nick? Welcome. Welcome all you guys. Please do me a favor and click the like button. I don't know what the hell's going on, but I've had a successful few videos recently. We did some advertising, things like that, and for whatever reason, we just cannot get ahead. The YouTube algorithm just will not pick us up, so we need those likes. I don't know what's going on. I refuse to pay some click farm in India for fake subscribers. I refuse to do that. So I'd appreciate if you guys click the like button. We have 59 people and only 20 likes, so I'd really appreciate it. Yep, El Selector, Brady laid a massive freaking egg. But I'll tell you what, I respect the Saints. They play hard, and they were serious, man. They took this game seriously. And once again, a Bruce Arians team doesn't know how to perform on a primetime game. Now, I didn't get to talk to you guys last week, but I do want to mention that last week they were up on the Bills by, 3 or 4 scores, right? They go into halftime and they come out and they don't make any adjustments at all. And I don't know if Bruce Arians understands this or not, but you have to make adjustments even when you're winning. You don't make adjustments just when you're losing. Because the team that you're beating the crap out of is going to change their game plan, which means you have to be prepared to do the same. You have to anticipate what they're going to do. And they didn't do that. They kept to the same strategy, and then the Bills adjusted their strategy to better fix what the problem was, and they almost won the damn thing. This guy's a liability, man. He's a problem. They won last year in spite of him. Think about it like this. Think of the Bucs winning with one hand tied behind their back. Pretty impressive, isn't it? $5 super chat from Israel says Chris Collinsworth was saying that Arians will use this game to motivate and force the team to correct their mistakes. As if Arians isn't trash. Yes. Okay. So, yeah, Chris Collinsworth, that's hilarious. Bruce Arians has no idea what he's doing. Okay. I don't know why people in the football world seem to think that this guy is phenomenal or he's fantastic. He is an idiot. He's a worthless blob. Okay? Fire him. Make Todd Bowles the head coach if you want. I don't give a shit. Just do something. Get rid of this guy. He's the problem. Keep in mind, guys, they almost lost against Green Bay. Remember, they kept throwing it deep, third down, third and short. It didn't matter. 3rd and 3 or 3rd and 10 or third. No matter what, they just keep launching it deep, getting picked off. They almost lost that game because what they did in the first half, apparently. They needed to just bomb it because when you've got a lead like that, you stop launching the ball like idiots. Okay? You run the ball. You run the ball. That's when you switch to power football and let your defense do their job. You keep putting them out there on the field, they're going to get tired. And the Packers are going to get momentum. And that's exactly what happened. And if it wasn't for that idiot coach of theirs, Matt LaFleur, they might have tied it up because they didn't go for it on 4th down. The guy thought that kicking a field goal, that he could somehow keep Tom Brady from getting a 1st down. All right? Like, brilliant, right? So, again, Matt LaFleur is one of those coaches I was referring to earlier. They almost lost that game. Now, are you telling me that they're going to be able to tempt fate another time? Because I'm telling you what, this Green Bay Packers team is going to be in the NFC Championship game. Okay? You might as well just book it. All right? They're going to be there. And are they going to be able to do what they did last year? Not like this. I'll admit, I wanted Tom to win MVP and then win the Super Bowl. I wanted him to be the first person to win the Super Bowl, MVP and win the regular season MVP in 20 years since Kurt Warner did it in the 99 season. 20 years. I wanted this for him. But when you piss away, let me tell you something. It's one thing, guys. It's one thing to lose. It's one thing to lose like that, 9-0. All right? But to the Saints. But when you lose on Sunday Night Football in front of the whole country in prime time, oh, that's really bad. That's really bad for your case for MVP. That is really bad. I mean, you couldn't have picked a worse time to have the worst game. I can't remember Tom playing this badly. I can't remember it. How long's it been? Can you guys remember the last time he played this badly? Elf of Courage sends a $5 super chat and says, the Colts game was painful to watch. Max struggled, but still proved he's a competent and capable leader. All right, so The Colts are a bit better than I gave them credit for. I mean, we're not an easy team to defeat, no matter what the situation is. I mean, even last year, with how bad the situation was, we still come to play. We still scrap it out. We still make you earn it. God, see what great coaching does, but doesn't mean that Belichick doesn't make mistakes either. He does make some decisions that leaves me going, what the hell? But that's how it goes. No one's going to agree with everything all the time, right? We're never going to agree constantly. But for the most part, he's right and right more than anyone else. So it's kind of hard to argue with that. But I've pondered the possibility that it may have been a mistake not letting Mac throw the ball more than 3 times against the Bills 2 weeks ago. You guys remember that bad weather game? Maybe you won maybe it's the situation where you won the battle but you lost the war kind of thing. Maybe some doubt crept into Mac, or maybe he thought that they don't believe in him or they don't trust him. I'm not saying that this happened. I'm just saying it's possible. Now, it was only one game, but last night, but it's hard not to wonder that. It's hard not to think that maybe it's possible that happened. But listen, I know it was bad weather. But you have Josh Allen out there, and Josh Allen is throwing the ball. And Mac isn't going to see himself like, oh, okay, well, I'm just a dumb rookie, and I can't be trusted to throw the ball. No. He's a competitor, man. He played at Alabama. He believes in himself. He wants to throw the ball. Any quarterback who is worth a damn wants to throw the ball, and they don't care what it's in. And you tell him that we don't need you. You just keep handing the ball off, little boy. Just keep handing the ball off. So I wondered if that was possible. That maybe he thought that. But if that's the case, I don't think it'll last long. If that affected him last night, I don't think it will last long. I think he's a strong-minded kid. I think he's got a good brain. I think he seems to be able to take everything as it comes and then push it away. And that's what you need. That's what you need. As a good quarterback, that's what you need. But it's also what you need to play for Bill Belichick. One of the biggest problems for a quarterback is not being able to forget a bad play or not being able to move on to the next one. And I think Mac has got that Tom Brady thing where you can just move to the next play and not worry about it or not dwell on what happened, even if it was something bad. Now, they did make a comeback last night, but how much of that was the Colts not being an elite team and at the same time taking the foot off the gas? I guess there's no way of knowing, right? But that was a game that we could have won. I think that was a winnable game. But again, what the Patriots do or don't do doesn't get me as angry right now as the Bucs, because the Patriots have already exceeded my expectations. They already have. They've already done that. So I'm not going to eat their lunch because of it. I understand that we have a rookie. I understand that this is a whole new Patriots team. This is the post-Tom Brady team that is trying to find itself. And I'm not expecting a Super Bowl or anything this year. That would be awesome, of course, but I'm not expecting it. But Tom is running out of time. Max got his whole future ahead of him, but Tom's running out of time. So that bothers me. That infuriates me because I see a waste happening. I see just it being pissed away right now. That's what it feels like. But with the Patriots, they're going to bounce back. Next week they're going to be on fire. You watch. They're going to absolutely just kill it. So I'm not worried about them. I'm not too worried about that. Although I'm not very happy with a bunch of Patriots fans I saw trashing Dante Hightower. Don't you ever trash Dante Hightower, okay? He is the lifeblood of that team. He is the lifeblood of that defense. I don't give a shit if he's lost a step or not as fast maybe as he used to be or doesn't react as fast as he used to be. He's still one of the most important people on the team. Still. Okay? Think about how Ray Lewis was at the end of his career. Ray wasn't getting around the ball, he wasn't flying around. And I'm not saying that Hightower is what was the player that, physically the player that Ray Lewis was, but Hightower does have the Ray Lewis intelligence, the idea about what to do on the field, what he sees, and how to react, and how to get his team together. He's got those attributes. And even when Ray Lewis physically lost a lot of his attributes, he still had the brain, he still had the mind to get everybody together and to make sure that they're in the right defense and everyone knows what they're doing. And Dante still has that. So I know that it's not the whole Patriots fan base. I get that. I know it's probably a very small amount, but this small amount never shuts up. And they're constantly chattering all the time. Chirp, chirp, chirp. Dante Hightower needs to go. No, they don't understand. They don't get it. They don't understand what value is. They don't understand how a player has value beyond just flying around and making tackles. Okay? But it doesn't mean that they don't annoy me. Did I miss one? Oh, yeah, I did. Ozymandias, thank you guys. Sends a $5 super chat. He says, rather have Rex Ryan as head coach to tell you the truth. He is available. Must be somebody under 80 who can do a better job. Wow. Well, that also sounds like our presidency. But, and half of our Congress and Senate. But that's a different conversation. Honestly, Ozymandias, I would take Rex Ryan over Bruce Arians right now. Seriously. That what does that tell you? I mean, I never thought that Rex Ryan was a terrible coordinator. He's a great defensive coordinator. But as a head coach, I think he was lacking a lot of things. And I'd still take him over Bruce Arians. Bruce Arians is the worst coach in the NFL. He is the worst coach in the NFL. And when I say that, I base it on what you have, what you have to work with versus what you're doing with it and how you're working with that. So it's a ratio thing for me. So yeah, there's other coaches who have worse records and worse teams, things like that, but they don't have the players. They don't have Tom Brady on their team. Okay, they don't have a good defensive coordinator like Todd Bowles. He's got these things. And he still manages to find a way to screw it up. Still. So when you put it on a scale like that, he's the worst coach in the league. Yeah, Mike, I hope that's the case. And you know what? That's probably the case. You're probably right. Mike Miller says Belichick is playing chess. He's using different game plans so no one knows what's next. Run it one week, then pass the next. Yeah. Um, and yeah, that's exactly that's the conventional thinking for Patriots fans. At least Patriots fans who have been watching a long time. But there's like a part of me that crept in thinking, okay, maybe I don't know if that was a good idea or not. Maybe they should have had him pass more, but either way, I think it'll be fine. So, but yeah, I just see this league wide idiocy by these coaches. I don't know what's going on, but they're just blindly following analytics, just blindly following it. Like, oh, okay, I'll just do it. It's what the percentages say. Can I explain something to you guys? Here's how analytics works. Okay, this is a simplistic version of it, but when you do analytics, when you look at them, most of the time they're looking at percentages of what are the odds of you converting a 2 point conversion or converting on fourth down versus not doing it. There's some idiot will come in, some pencil pusher say, "Oh well, percentage wise, overall, you should be converting it." Oh really? Okay. You understand that those conversion percentages don't tell you who the players were that converted it, what was the situation that got it converted, what was the team that you were playing against, was there a weakness of theirs, what coach decided to do that, was it a good coach or a bad coach, the quarterback in control, who was that, the running back that was in control, okay, did they have a Derrick Henry or did they have a Sony Michel? All right, that makes a big difference on whether it was converted or not. It doesn't tell you these things. So analytics is useful to get kind of it's a small tool to let you kind of see what's happening in a numbers way to try to quantify things that you normally wouldn't be able to. But it cannot be the driving force of your decision making. There's too much room for error. There's too many variables. There's too many unknown variables that you don't know. The data is not telling you everything. And that's what I don't get about this. And I don't understand it. I don't know. I feel like the NFL is trying to be like the NBA. Okay, I feel like they're trying to follow their lead, and I don't understand why. Why would you follow a dying sport? Okay, a league that is literally playing Russian roulette with itself, and you want to be like them? You want to follow them? That's the trend you want to go? I mean, I don't get it. I just don't get it. Basketball lost me when they were throwing half court shots on every damn play. All right. I don't want to see a guy just throw it up there on half court every time. It's boring. All right. I want to see them set up the offense. I want to see them play basketball. All right. I want to see some hard fouls. I want to see some great dunks. I want to, and yeah, 3 pointers are cool too. They're awesome. But I just want to see all of it. But it just turned into a damn circus. And is that what they're wanting for the NFL? I don't know. Maybe it is. So, yeah. Elf of Courage sends a $5 super chat and says maybe Bucs can convince Bill Parcells to come and coach them. Then the most no nonsense NFL coach ever. My God, wouldn't that be awesome? I just think he's too old, but man, if he was just like 10 years younger, it would be awesome. Dave Wilhauer just subscribed. Dave, did you unsubscribe? Yeah, see, I like what Mike said here. Mike Miller says analytics only works in baseball, and that's true. It does. It works in baseball because baseball is that type of game. It's a by the numbers game, and that's how it works. But you cannot apply this to football. It just doesn't work. You can use it as a tool, as a direction, just a small direction, just to kind of see in this. If you want to zoom in on one specific thing and kind of get an idea about how things can come about, but you cannot use it as the driving force of your decision making. You've got to take into consideration all the other things. Sometimes you do go for it on fourth down. There's a time and a place. Sometimes you don't. Sometimes you do go for a 2-point conversion. Sometimes you don't. It just depends on the situation. I'm just worried that Tom is being too heavily influenced with that atmosphere around him. I've noticed he even talks a little differently now. He acts a bit kind of, I don't know. It's just, I'm not liking it that much. And again, I ignored it last year, and it wasn't as bad last year, but it was there. But I ignored it because they were winning, and it seemed to be working for them. And like I said, 20 years of, not getting to do anything, not getting to do interviews, not getting to really be out in the world like that. And so I was like, okay, it's fine. But now it's going to the other side. He's too influenced by them. It's too much now. And it seems like they're changing him and more than he's changing them. And that's, I don't know, I just don't like it. I'm tired of the Rob Gronkowski commercials where he calls the insurance company, tries to pretend that he's a USAA member. Sick of that. I'm sick of Tom doing all these interviews all week long with random people all the time and random different podcasts everywhere. Just stop it. Focus on the game. Stop trying to be a celebrity right now. All right? There's plenty of time to do that when you're retired. Okay, Jalen, I didn't say that they don't trust Mac entirely, or at least that's not what I was intending. I was just saying that I had wondered if that might have affected Mac into thinking maybe Mac is questioning, do they trust me? That kind of thing. So if I made it sound like I don't think that Belichick trusts Mac, that's not my intention. I couldn't even tell you what exactly I said, but that was not I'm just saying in case that's what I said, that's not what I meant. It's not what I was meaning to say anyway. Ozymandias sends a $2 super chat and says, please stop statting that, coaches. I know, man. It's just out of control. And actually, those commercials suck too. Stop those as well. I'm just very irritable. I was irritable all night tonight, wasn't I, Milena? Oh, yeah. That whole game, just everything. The commercials pissed me off. Just everything pissed me off. Then I had to watch Chris Sam's. I muted it. I just, can't, you know. And why is Snoop Dogg in the show intro now? I mean, what is this? NFL's turned into a freaking circus. I can't stand it. It's just, what is he there for? What is he for? What is the purpose of this? You pay Drew Brees all that money, but yet you have Snoop Dogg on there talking about things? Like, why? Why are they, what are they doing this? I don't get it. And Chris Collinsworth sucks. Do you remember after I went on that rant, Milena, to you in the first quarter about how the Saints were hitting the Bucs players hard and they were playing very, very hard football? Right after that, Chris Collinsworth says, you know, the Saints usually all season long have been playing hard and hitting hard and things, but they haven't really done that tonight. They pulled back a bit. After they taken out 3 of the Bucs' best players. 3. They took out 3. They took out Mike Evans, Chris Godwin, and Leonard Fournette. And he says, oh, they haven't been playing that hard tonight. Why does this guy still have a job? What is he for? Honestly. I don't get it. Yeah. Well, anyway, like I said, going back to Patriots, I'm not too worried about it. I'm not too bothered by it. It's okay. I have a feeling that they're going to, man, they are going to tear it up next week against the Bills. They're just going to absolutely just be on fire. I just think they're going to come out, just boom, boom, boom. Mac is going to throw. Okay, you ready for this? Mike's going to have 3 touchdowns. Okay? He's going to have 3 touchdown passes. No turnovers. No turnovers. Write that down. It's going to be fine. My God, could you imagine the meltdown in America if, okay, I'm just saying if it was Patriots versus Bucs in the Super Bowl? Could you imagine that? Like what would happen? Oh, wow. I would have double dose of what? I would have 2 years worth of basement butthurt content. I mean, 2 years worth. That would be insane. I'm rooting for that. See it twice since a $5 super chat. It says, if Sims and Collinsworth did a game together, they'd have to be kept at least 500 yards away from the field and elementary schools. Hashtag creepy. You're absolutely right. Jalen, if Josh and Bill didn't trust Mac overall, I mean, why? Well, I would. Well, you don't cut Cam Newton, that's for sure. You at least keep him on the roster, you know, for the experience, for, you know, possibly him improving, you know. But you move Cam Newton only if Mac is your guy because you don't want that look. you don't want having Cam always looking over his shoulder. You don't want the media constantly talking about it. So uh, anytime Mac if he had a bad game, the media would be saying, "Oh, Cam needs to start. Cam should be playing." So if you don't trust Mac, you don't get rid of Cam. You don't do that. So again, it's not that I thought that they don't trust Mac. It's that I was hoping that Mac doesn't feel or wonder or question if they trust him. I just hope it doesn't creep into his head. That's all I was saying. So, but again, like I said, it's I think he's got a good head on his shoulders. Dude, when he goes to the line, I'm so impressed by him. When he's bringing the guys back to the huddle, let's see, last night they were trying to, they were on their way to making that comeback, and guys were just kind of lollygagging around and not coming back to the line. They were in a hurry, and he was just yelling at them. He was just going after them, and I'm just like, man, this guy already reminds me so much of Tom. He's got that. He looks like he has been in the league for 5 years. The way he interacts with the players, the way he walks out there and just seems confident, like, I got this. He's got that it factor, right? Until he takes his helmet off or does an interview, and then he looks like he looks like he's 16. Well, you know what, Milena? It's what's weird, because you always say that he looks so young, right? Yeah. He's kind of a strange thing, because at the same time he kind of looks old, like an older guy. Maybe it's his hairstyle or something. He also looks really young at the same time. Does that make any sense? It's very strange. Mike Miller. Oh yeah. Joe Buck roasted Peyton Manning. That was awesome. So for those of you who missed this, and it gave me a little bit more respect for Joe Buck after he said this, because this was just too good. But the game wasn't very interesting, and it was in the fourth quarter. I don't remember who was playing. It was just a few weeks back. But Peyton asked Joe, he goes, hey Joe, when there's a blowout like this, what do you do? What do you do? Come up with something, or do you guys have segments, or he was just asking like how they deal with that. And Joe Buck said, "Yeah, I was wondering that exact thing when I was commentating your Super Bowl against the Seahawks." Awesome. Damn. Even Eli was like, "Oh, wow." Yeah, that was awesome. Yeah, Minute Man. Mac has a 1940s haircut. That's true. If if Mac stays right with the law, okay, I think that'll be fine. Oh, Bill Murray. Mark Davis has got the worst haircut of all time. Yeah, that Mike, the Chargers do look good, but that's what bothers me. That's what makes it so maddening is, I mean, I don't know. I think you guys probably know, but I am a fan of Justin Herbert. I've liked him since he was drafted. He was my top pick in that draft. I just liked. I watched his interviews and the way he talks, the way he presents himself, and he's just he just seemed to have he seemed to carry himself like an NFL quarterback already, and I just felt really good about it. But I'm afraid he is going to be, not that I think that's what's going to happen. I'm just worried that he's going to be another Phillip Rivers, to the point, where in the sense that the Chargers are going to have a good team around him, but they're going to mismanage the team. They're not going to know how to win. They're going to do stupid crap. And right now they've got one of those dumb coaches that I'm referring to, Brandon Staley, just another one of those wannabe guys who should not be a head coach. They should still be coordinating. They still should be, earning that spot. And Justin Herbert's in his second year, and he's already on his second coach. That's just not a good. That's not a good start. And I just, I don't know. I don't want to see him wasted. That's all. I don't want to see him wasted. If the Chargers can get this thing figured out, and their coach stops being a complete idiot, I think in 5 years, actually less than that. I'll just say, and I'm not going to put a number on it. I'll just say in the future, I think we've got, with Herbert and Mac Jones, could be a Peyton, Tom Brady type of deal. Of course, it's not going to be exactly the same. I mean, I don't think we're going to see a rivalry like that ever again, probably not, at least for a while. But they could have that kind of dynamic where Justin Herbert, is the guy with all the stats, the type of Dan Marino type, throwing the ball, has, great arm, and all this other stuff, right? And then you've got Mac Jones as the cerebral guy, the guy who kind of just plays it conservatively and just always does the right thing and somehow ends up getting one over on him. That's I don't know. I kind of got that vibe going on there. So, and that would be great. That would be great for us, because I'm worried, that all these quarterbacks from this previous generation, some have already retired, and they're going to be retiring even more soon. And we need that new crop of quarterbacks. We need those new guys, those new leaders, and I just hope it works out good. So, have you guys been watching Man in the Arena? So the last 2 episodes have relit my PTSD. So it was 2 episodes in a row about the Super Bowl losses to the Giants. And I thought I was over those losses. I thought that they didn't bother me much anymore. But I'll tell you what. That second one, for some reason, watching the Super Bowl 46 episode, it bugged the hell out of me. It really did. It just bugged me again, because I'm thinking, my God, we should have won that game. I mean, yes, you could say that about 07, but something about 07 was wrong. We were going into that game like limping, like there was something wrong with that team. I don't know, but that 2011, that needed to be won, and that was the Myra Kraft season. That was when Myra died, and they were wearing the patch, for her. They should have won that game, and that's just. And then rewatching that again, it's just inexcusable. And damn you, Wes Welker, you get your hands on the ball, you make the catch. All right, you suck. That's why I love Julian Edelman so much, because Julian makes those catches. Think about all of our Super Bowls with Julian, and he makes those catches, man. Which one do we lose? We lose the one where Julian's not there. Although, I don't know if that would make much of a difference. I mean, you throw for 505 yards and you still don't win. It's kind of weird. But I don't think anybody wants to revisit that right now. Yeah, exactly. It's therapy. But well, Elf of Courage. I've been recording them, so if you guys want to watch them, I can send them to you, uh, if you'd like. I can't post them or not, because they'll flag my channel. But for those of you guys who don't have ESPN Plus, because hey, you know what? I'd rather you not have to pay for that. Give ESPN money. But if you email me at vonallensports at icloud.com, I'll try to send you the episodes um, through WeTransfer or something like that. Or I could even set up a folder on my iCloud account, like a public folder. So you guys can watch it. Mike, there's a show called Man in the Arena. Tom Brady did a 10 part documentary. Each episode is about all of his Super Bowls. It's similar to The Last Dance, what they did with Jordan and the Bulls. It's kind of like that, but it's exclusively on ESPN Plus, so you have to pay for the membership. I already have a membership there because um, that's where the UFC events go through, and so I've already got it anyway. Von Allen Sports at iCloud.com. Pamela's asking me, who do I have in the Super Bowl? Well, 2 weeks ago, I would have told you Tampa Bay. I'm not so sure anymore, man. It seems like Green Bay's got a horseshoe up their ass. They seem to have that Eli Manning Giants vibe right now, or something. Like everything seems to go their way. I've got this bad feeling. Uh, and I still can't forget how they almost pissed away the NFC Championship to Green Bay last time. What if they do that again? Maybe it goes differently next time. Are they going to have to go to Green Bay again? How many times are you going to go to Green Bay and win that game? I mean, eventually they're going to win one of them, aren't they? So I don't know. I don't know if I want to make a pick right now because I'm too emotional from today uh, and this weekend. I've just seen a lot of bad football this weekend. But yeah, Ravens. The Ravens. I thought that was going to be that was an interesting matchup for the Packers, and it ended up being a good game. Of course, I wanted to see Lamar play in that game, but the Packers they're playing really good football. And even when they make mistakes and they do some things that kind of like what is going on here, they find a way to win, and that's winning football right there. And as Patriots fans, you guys should know all about that. Is that when in the past, when we weren't at our best, sometimes we found a way to win, and the Packers just seem to be doing that, making it happen, and it's infuriating to me because, of course, everything that they do affects Tom and affects the Bucs. But I'm not going to be a slave to recency bias or recent events only. I picked the Bucs to go back to the Super Bowl. I'm going to stick with them. So I'm going to ride or die with them, despite Bruce Arians being the head coach. I still think that they find a way to make it back to the Super Bowl. But the NFC Championship will definitely be a repeat. And although I think right now the Chiefs are probably the number one team as of right this second in the AFC, I think there are a lot of teams that are capable of taking them out. The Chiefs play a dangerous game right now. They're sloppy in all kinds of areas on their. It's just I don't know what the hell's going on with Patrick Mahomes, but suddenly he forgot how to throw a football. Right? Their defense sometimes they look great, they look brilliant, and then the next they're complete garbage. And then there's that infuriating situation where someone leaves Travis Kelce wide open for some inexplicable reason that nobody can explain. I'm sure if Einstein was alive, he couldn't explain it on how idiotic a team has to be to let Travis Kelce just wide open. You don't even pay attention to him. So they're always going to find a way to do that. But I don't think it's like last year and the year before. Even last year, the Chiefs kind of just got through. And they weren't what we were used to seeing before. But this time, I think it's going to be even more difficult for them. So I don't completely trust the Chiefs to make it all the way back to Super Bowl. So at least I'd tell you this much. I wouldn't put money on it, or I wouldn't be confident in it. Yeah, exactly, Bill. How does Travis Kelce get wide open when Tyreek Hill is on the sideline? So who else are you going to cover? It's madness. It's absolute. It's just, yeah. Yeah, I know Z. Yeah, I mean I know Green Bay beat Lamar Jacksonless Ravens by only one, but that's why I said they seem to have a magic horseshoe up their ass because things seem to go their way, and when you got that, I mean, but I still think when the all the chips are at the center of the table, even with everything I've said tonight, I still think Tom can get it done. So I'm still going to stick with that. Oh, I would too, Pamela. Absolutely. I would take Herbert over Mahomes over the long term. Oh, yeah, of course. So, oh, that's good news. Okay, so Milena, Godwin has a slightly sprained ankle. He'll be okay. So that's at least some good news. Huh? Yeah. Tell him to check his signal. Well, sorry guys for being so negative tonight, but I'm not gonna fake it. I'm not gonna pretend like everything's okay, and I'm feeling. I'm just gonna always tell you how I feel. But this week the football has been a mess. It started on Thursday night. It started with the Chargers' idiotic coaching, and it's just been relentless ever since. All right, Z, I sent you the link on Signal. Yeah, it's like dumb coaching is now a virtue in the NFL, and that's what I was saying. It's what's happening here, and that's one thing though about the NFL. in one aspect, it's always been that way. That it's a copycat thing. They always say it. It's a copycat league. It's a copycat league. Well, in a lot of ways, it's true. So one guy or one team starts doing something, and they all start doing, and everybody starts uh, piling on, even though it's things that don't make any sense, and it's completely out of. Um, it just it doesn't fit the scenario, but that's what they're doing. And right now, that fad, the end thing is stupid coaching, and it's dressed up as daring and ballsy and gutsy, but in reality, it's just stupid. Okay, I mean, make no mistake. Sometimes what seems to be ballsy and gutsy is just stupid and moronic and unwise and illogical, but they don't want to see it that way. Yeah, well, um, Pamela, regarding Mahomes, yeah, he was drafted um, in a good situation. That's true, and that's part of it, isn't it? I mean, that's that's what you want. But when he was drafted, he was precisely picked by the Chiefs by Andy Reid to run that offense. If you remember, Alex Smith was doing those things. Alex Smith was doing a lot of stuff that Mahomes is doing. In fact, there was one year where Alex led the league in big plays. You know, people were making fun of him, calling him check down Alex, but he led the league in big plays. I'm like, what the hell? Do you guys even know what you're looking at? So, but Alex could only take them so far, and then so they got Patrick, brought him in. He sat on the bench for a year. That's the perfect situation, and that's what you want. It's like Tom in New England. Tom came in, he got to sit on the bench for a year, watch Drew Bledsoe. That's a great thing. And then there are quarterbacks who just. This is why I say if I was a quarterback, I would not want to be drafted first overall or second or third. I don't no, because you're going to go to a garbage team and that and you're done. You're finished. Okay. Like I feel sorry for Trevor Lawrence. I feel sorry for Joe Burrow. I don't care that the Bengals kind of have an okay season right now. I don't give a crap. They're not going to do anything. They're not going to matter. It's an organizational problem for them. And Joe Burrow's career is going to suffer for it. And whether or not Herbert is going to end up in that situation remains to be seen. But how many times have we seen the Chargers piss away a great roster and a very good quarterback? We've seen it all too often. So, I mean, we're talking about this is the owner that fired their head coach after going 15-1. How do you get fired after going 15-1? Can we fire the owner? Is that allowed? Alpha Courage since another $5 super chat. You are on fire tonight, man. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it too, because Google just sent us a horrible bill for advertising recently. Scared the crap out of me. I was like, Elva Courage says, the last super chat, the NFL says it's a copycat league, yet it doesn't copy the one system that dominated it for 20 years. And that's because, Alpha Courage, they don't have Tom Brady. That's the consistency. All these coaches from New England, they get hired, people hire them. They're like, oh, they came from New England. They're going to be great. And they don't work out. Why? What's the one thing? Well, they're not Bill Belichick, first of all. And second of all, they don't have Tom Brady. There you go. Yep. See it twice. Cincinnati is first in the AFC North. How pathetic is that? And last week I told everybody that the Cardinals were pretenders while they're sitting there at 10-2. That sounds weird, right? But I'm not impressed by their performance. I'm not impressed by them. And look what they did today. They lost to the Lions. They lost to the Lions. Say it with me. They lost to the Lions. That's bad. Okay? People get carried away with records, during the regular season, and they don't actually look at the team. And that's why when I did my power rankings for last week, you would see that sometimes I had a team that didn't have as good of a record over another team, because you got to think in those terms. Sometimes a team may have a bad matchup, or maybe early on in the season they weren't together, but now they are. Or maybe early in the season they were hot, but now they're cold. That kind of thing. I think the Cardinals peaked at the beginning of the season, and things are kind of just weird. So, but yeah, I don't think they're all that. I know Milena football baby, but he's not going to win the MVP. So, all right, guys. I'm going to go ahead and get off here. I want to thank you guys so much for being on tonight and suffering this horrible week of football with me. And next week can't get here fast enough, so we can get this thing figured out. Tampa and New England can just bounce back. All will be right in the world, so we'll get that fixed. Thank you guys so much, and I look forward to getting episode 3 out to you guys as soon as I can. I've been working on it every day this week, so I think I'll have that finished soon. Thank you guys, and thank you all for all your super chats tonight, guys. I really appreciate it. And you guys have a good night, okay? Thank you, Nightwalker. Please leave a like, and if you're new here, subscribe. I think you'll like being a part of our family here. It's awesome. So, see you guys soon, all right? Good night.